7:30 a.m., 1039 FM, Jocks, Huntsville. This is the Off the Bench College Football Show. I'm your host, Kelsey. Fine co-host Richie sitting to my left, and Pops, of course, across the camera from us. It is March 7th, 2026. It is another day of a long-awaited offseason in college football. We're getting ready to enter conference tournaments in college basketball. The IBOB is today.
The IBOB.
March Madness right around the corner, and we have a great show set up for you all this morning.
Hey, what was yesterday, Kels?
Of course, yesterday was my birthday. Pops is going to call it out.
How you feeling this morning?
The same age I was yesterday. You know, I was told something yesterday, and this is how I really felt, okay? Because I was asked, because I guess the saying goes, another year older, another year more in debt. Something like that.
Maybe.
I lost it. And what I said was the answer. What my answer was is I definitely don't feel a year older. Feel the same age, but I definitely feel more in debt as you grow up and
welcome to adulthood,
yes,
my friend.
Spend more money. And
how old are you today?
23 today.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember being 23 and having energy and time and nothing hurt.
I was living on my own in San Diego when I was 23.
Well, I don't have that, do I?
I'm just playing.
Not over there in San Diego. Guys,
oh, man.
Do not forget, go check out the Off the Bench verdict, and you can go ahead and answer that question on Facebook at Off the Bench. The Big Ten and SEC continue to grow, more revenue, more media power, more playoff leverage. Meanwhile, everyone else is trying to keep up. Is the gap between the Power Two and the rest of college football too big to fix? Yes, the separation is permanent, or no, the sport will balance itself out. Drop your verdict, and of course, we'll read it live here at the end of the show today. Of course, get all your questions and answers in there. You can answer that over there at Off the Bench on Facebook, and you can also leave us a comment here, and we'll talk about if you want to talk about here on the show today as we go all the way up to 11 o'clock, so you guys can watch some college basketball on a fine day like this. But there was something else that came out this week that surprised me, and I think we should lead off the show with it. So in January, it was passed that we can now have jersey patches on teams' jerseys in all the sports.
Yes.
Okay, so Arkansas was really one of the first teams to take advantage of this, and they have signed a deal with Tyson Chicken where 90% of the money will go towards their NIL fund. All of their jerseys and all of their sports teams will have this Tyson Chicken patch on it. So it got me thinking, what teams around the country will be using this, or excuse me, will be what brand will be represented on their jersey for their jersey patch?
Okay.
So I'm going to give you guys the team, and I want you guys to guess on which would make the most sense. Now, obviously, not everything that's going to make sense is going to happen.
Right.
Okay, but in this world, everything that makes sense will happen. Okay. So for Alabama,
so for the next few minutes, we're in charge of distributing the patches.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I'm fine with that.
So for the University of Alabama, which company makes the most sense?
Can I go first?
Go ahead.
Call me Alabama.
Oh,
Alexander
I like
Shinar.
that. That's a good one.
A little patch there with just his face.
Oh, I love that. What's the Golden Flake?
No. Well, that would be a good one too, but that's not it. Okay, Alabama and this universe, Mercedes-Benz.
Oh well, yeah. Okay.
Huge plant there in Tuscaloosa, right?
That's not okay. I see.
You see? Okay.
I do love the.
I mean, it'd be
I
nice.
like that one more. Alexander Shinar. I like that one more.
When people think, and I can't tell you, I do.
Is he a Bama guy?
Living, right?
I don't know.
He lives in Birmingham and supposedly has a hell of a bourbon collection too, right?
Yeah.
But when I travel around the world for consulting, right? And when I'd say I'm from Alabama and they say, oh yeah, that's those signs on the road, right?
Shinar.
And that's what they identify with Alabama is Alexander Shinar and Call Me Alabama.
Okay. All right, we get a lot of these to get through. This may take more than one segment here.
All right, this will be cool.
So Arizona. Anybody have any idea what would be for Arizona?
My initial thought would be State Farm.
Okay.
I'm with Richie. That's the only thing I can identify with. I don't know the business landscape in Arizona, but you got State Farm Stadium there.
Waste management.
Okay.
Isn't that
WM? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know if I'd want that on my jersey though. Right?
That's that really nice.
We're garbage.
Yeah. That's I want to go to the 4 majors at some point in time in golf. The 5th one that I want to go to is I want to go to the Waste Management, sit there at the 17th hole and drink all day.
But I don't don't know, Kels.
Okay. Arizona in this university be Raytheon.
Why Raytheon? Do they do testing out
I'm
there?
not sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I
have
I
no
wrote
clue.
this down real quick.
Are they
the show.
they like headquartered in Phoenix or something? I mean, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
If you're out there and you work for Raytheon, drop us a comment in the comment section here so we know.
Okay. Next up on the list, Arizona's rival, Arizona State,
Oh my
biggest
gosh,
party
that's
school in the country.
Anheuser-
Anybody else know?
Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah, I was about to say Bud Light. Miller Light. No, what's a good seltzer now? What are those?
Oh, like a White Claw or
Yeah, White
High Noon.
Claw.
Well, that's the question I would ask: is are we allowing? Because in the NBA,
It can't be.
it can't be anything associated with
There's-
alcohol
yeah, I got-
or anything with any drugs, anything like
Yeah,
that.
could you imagine like
Right.
your
I did see one of them did have it's in one of their biggest boosters was the guy who graduated from the respected college, and they had he made a wine business.
Yeah.
And they had speculated a wine business where I got this list. So I guess you can use alcoholic.
I mean, you said we're making up the rules here, so
Yeah. I mean,
well, I'll argue against that. You know, I've got my son. He's 4 years old. He's got his Alabama jersey on for this year, right? And all of a sudden, he's got a dang Bud Light logo on the jersey.
I think
want my
that's just-
4-year-old walking around
Well-
with Bud Light official merchandise shirt.
I
You know?
you know what?
I get
You brought
that,
up
I
a
get
great
that.
point there, Pops.
I
Great
get
point.
that.
Yeah.
well, it is
Yeah.
not. Arizona State is not alcohol. Any more guesses for Arizona State?
I got nothing for Arizona
Nothing?
State.
Okay, it's Invisalign.
Like new teeth.
Got new teeth like Invisalign, like
Oh,
the
then
braces off.
yeah.
Have you actually looked these up or?
Yeah, yes.
Oh.
This is officially.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes,
Oh,
this is
okay.
what the official
that's-
speculation is on this.
Oh, so that's what they're
Yes.
going to actually have on there.
No, this is in a perfect world. If everything
Oh,
goes
okay,
correctly, this is what they would think had the most sense for it.
Don't know enough
All
about
right.
Invisalign. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'd
I
like,
don't
All right.
I'd like to sponsor the show.
Next up, Auburn.
Oh, Yellowwood. That's next.
Is it Yellowwood?
Yeah.
That's
It's Yellowwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is Yellowwood?
Yellowwood's the guy with the yellow hat and suit and everything. He graduated from Auburn. He's the most famous Auburn alum that actually cares about Auburn.
But Yellowwood's a timber company. They
Right,
make-
Yeah.
they
So when you
make
go to like
2x4s.
when you go to Home Depot or something, it's like literally on the side of it is a yellow tag, and so they call it Yellowwood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, granted, the most famous Auburn alumni, it would be an Apple, but he doesn't seem to care too much about sports. So
Okay. All right, let's go with the big brands. Not necessarily the college big brands, but the big brands that would sponsor the colleges, right? Okay. This is the first of really big ones. Okay. Let's go with Baylor.
Oh, you're down in Texas.
Yeah.
Some sort of Chuck and Chip Gaines,
was gonna
Waco patch.
I was gonna say Whataburger.
It's a good guess. You going with that guess too?
Magnolia.
Okay. Magnolia.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Magnolia, because that's their
Magnolia,
brand,
yeah.
right?
Okay. What are you going with?
I'm gonna switch to Magnolia.
All right. It's Dr. Pepper.
Doctor, okay.
Are they from? They are from Waco. I did know that. They're from. I did know that because they Sundrop used to be bottled there as well.
Okay. All right.
That would be what my patch would be a Sundrop
Yeah.
patch.
Okay. All right. Boston College.
Way up north. We're going to go with Boston. Well, I would go Boston Beer Company. So that would be Sam Adams, but you can't go Sam Adams because it's a beer company again.
Well,
But that ideal world, that's where I would be. Sam
I-
Adams.
Yeah. Ideal world would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go Sam Adams as well for Boston College.
Come right with the drinks, wrong with the type of drink. It's Dunkin'.
Donuts?
Yeah.
That figures.
Boston College runs on Duncan.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's not a bad one. All right, this one's gonna be real good. We got BYU.
Oh, it's Crumble.
Okay,
Next.
Crumble cookie.
that would be a
I,
good one.
I don't
yes.
think they're big enough though. You know,
Oh, they're definitely big enough.
maybe they are. I don't know. We've got one. I just call it
Shout out
Didn't
overpriced
CEO just
cookies.
step down?
No, but he just did donate a
Well, I
crap ton of money.
know. That was
Or
a controversial.
it's either-
controversial story. With
it's
that.
either Crumble or the Mormon Church.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I was just about.
Okay.
I was going to say the Mormon Church, and you have like some big old cross with the
Okay.
touchdown Jesus on it. I don't know.
What do we have in downtown Huntsville? What's the church down
That's
there?
a Egg Beater Jesus.
Egg Beater
Egg Beater
Jesus.
Jesus,
Egg Beater
yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
That's the second thing people know Alabama for.
Yeah. Egg Beater Jesus.
I actually
right.
touched the bell that's
Yeah.
at the very top there. I was just I was in like second grade or something, or yeah. before they put it up there.
So BYU would go with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, aka the Mormon Church. Yeah.
Crumble Cookie's good though. That would be a good second.
Yeah, I would think so too.
I think it's too.
Their
perfect for
cheerleaders could
BYU
throw
not to do that,
their
though.
cheerleaders could throw out like if they score a touchdown instead of throwing out
cookies?
shirts like they used some places do. They start throwing cookies into the stands.
That's like gold though. Those are like $6 a cookie type gold, man.
Well, they'd have to make like little menus for the cheerleaders to throw out. Yeah. By the way, if Crumble would like to sponsor today's program,
All right. Next up, Clemson.
Some sort of rock quarry.
Some sort of rock quarry for the rock.
Yeah.
Dude, I have no clue. Maybe we can get my old Marine captain Sean Haney, and since she's a big Clemson fan, or Ed Harcher, they would know. I don't know.
Think of big brands. Big brands.
We're
still in big brands here.
Yum Yum. No, that would be Louisville.
Yeah.
What am I thinking? Big brands, corporate brands. Coke, Mountain Dew, Pepsi.
That's thinking on the right track.
Sunkiss. I know. I'm trying to think of all these.
Powerade.
Oh, ooh, that's a good
Chick-fil-A.
No, they would. No, absolutely not.
This. Don't hate on me. Hate on the list. Don't hate on me. Hate on the list.
Absolutely not. If Chick-fil-A is sponsoring anybody, it's the University of Georgia, and everybody knows that.
You're gonna get it once you hear Georgia's.
There's nothing better than Chick-fil-A for Georgia.
No, I agree with you, but I mean, realistically, that's still half an hour down the road in Atlanta. Maybe Georgia Tech with Chick-fil-A.
Georgia Tech's varsity.
Yeah, well, but varsity's not.
Varsity's I get what varsity is. Varsity is a lot of people know varsity though. Yeah. But I don't think that's a big enough brand.
That's where I'm going
I don't know if that's a big enough brand.
I don't think it's a big enough brand, varsity. I mean, good cheeseburger, but not a big enough brand.
It's a good hot dog.
Hot dog? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Hot dogs.
All right.
You tell me you've never been to the varsity without.
I have. No, I have. I have.
The varsity. Okay. Because I've never been to the varsity.
Oh.
Like I asked Pops to take me one time. We didn't stop by there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Colorado.
Some sort of meat company.
Now I'm going to say some sort of.
Guys, this is perfect. Come on.
Where are they based out?
Oh,
Colorado. They're in Boulder.
The beer.
They're in Boulder.
The beer. Coors Light.
Of course, yeah.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
The mountains.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
This one makes too much sense, guys. Come on.
I got nothing.
B-Dubs. Buffalo Wild Wings.
You okay? Yeah,
this one makes too much sense.
Yeah, that's good. I apologize. That one's good. Here's my thing about some of these companies doing this, and I know you've got a plethora of more to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Do you risk? Okay, so everybody knows Yellowwood for Auburn, so it doesn't hurt the brand. But let's say you take Buffalo Wild Wings and they sponsor Colorado.
Yeah.
Are you risking hurting your brand because people are like, oh, I don't want to support Colorado? Like Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola is big enough. People are going to drink Coca-Cola. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Yes, it would be funny if Coke was the sponsor of.
But would you get maybe like a Coke and Pepsi like rivalry once again with that?
Well, I was actually going to say that. Like if Coke is going to be the
marketing perspective, that would be great.
Yeah.
If let's say Coke sponsors Georgia,
mm-hmm.
so Florida decides, cool, we're changing to Pepsi in the stadium.
Yeah.
Or LSU.
There's going to be some of that.
Oh, there will be. I mean, that's the rivalry runs deep in college football. There will be.
You're going to have
that would be awesome for the University of Florida to announce they are switching to Pepsi on campus just because.
Speaking of the University of Florida,
Gatorade.
That's Gatorade all day.
Okay, Gatorade. I knew that. I knew y'all were going to get that one. That's Gatorade for sure. Okay, now we move on to Georgia.
I'm still going with either Coke or Chick-fil-A.
Well, Chick-fil-A's already taken.
I would have gone. You said what?
Chick-fil-A's taken.
I would have gone Coke.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
Coca-Cola bottle company.
Coca-Cola is for Georgia.
That'd been a cool logo.
Logo's on Georgia. Okay. All right, Louisville.
Yum Yum.
Yeah, KFC.
Yum Yum. Yeah, KFC.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. Michigan.
Ford, Detroit.
Oh yeah, Ford. Yeah.
Okay. Ford's right. Notre Dame.
Touchdown, Jesus.
The Catholic.
You got to have it. It's sponsored by its own temple.
If the Mormon Church has BYU, then it is the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
This universe, Notre Dame would go with Verizon.
Okay. I don't know. I have no clue.
South Bend have a connection to Verizon?
Apparently.
Got to be an alumni, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Okay. Ohio State.
Oh, some sort of big Planters.
They're in the middle of. They're in Columbus, right?
Yep, they're in Columbus.
Man, in Columbus has gotten a lot more. I mean, they're
Really?
big. It's big. I don't know.
Did you
though.
get that?
Yeah.
You got that?
Dun, 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 dun. What?
Nationwide is
No,
on your side.
Nationwide.
Okay.
But see, I would go
Insurance
Planters because they're the
There's a Columbus connection.
They're the Buckeyes. It's
Okay,
the-
I get
yeah,
that.
I was gonna
Yeah,
play
yeah,
off the nut
They are
situation here.
nuts.
All right, we're gonna do one more, and then we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back with a couple more of these today.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
See, I would have said Arkansas. I would have gone with Walmart.
See, that's the problem. There's a lot of these that make sense for a couple of these.
Is it Dollar General?
No,
You're
you're in the right you're in the right retail world.
Oh, see, I was fixing to say something about a casino, and I'm gonna get canceled on the radio today, so I'm gonna pass on this one.
I said Dollar General, so it's a Family Dollar. I mean, if I'm on the right path, Fred's. I don't think Fred's exists anymore.
I forgot about that.
Winn-Dixie?
Winn-Dixie. Yeah. I don't know, Kels. What is it, buddy?
Love's Truck Stop.
Yeah, that's not the same. It's Dollar General
Right,
and
retail
Love's
world.
Trucks. Retail world. If I would have said like Bucky's, and then that would have been the right retail world, the truck stop.
Is there
you know,
that
but-
much of a difference between a grocery
Absolutely.
store and a gas station?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them that operate as one.
I mean, I would consider Dollar General like a convenience store.
Okay.
No, a truck stop is not a convenience
But
store.
Dollar Generals, I've seen them with gas pumps.
A DG with a gas.
I've seen-
you are
I've
correct.
seen
Name
Dollar
one,
General
I can
Market.
name one up in about an hour from here.
You talking about the one in Gurley?
Yes.
I think it does have a gas pump.
Hey, listen, if you're listening to us on YouTube, we apologize for the
Yeah.
craziness and trying to get a sponsor here for the show. So if you'd like to sponsor us, please hit us up in the comments. But
Yeah.
while you're there, hit the like and subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, take your best friend's phone and do the same thing.
We support that.
You gotta
Next
go on a
year.
break,
7:30
Kels.
a.m. 183.9 FM. Jocks Huntsville. This is the Off the Bench College Football Show. We're going to be back here with a couple of more of these jersey patches. We're just speculating on what teams could do in the future with these jersey patches. We're going to be right back. This is the Off the Bench College Football Show. 7:30 a.m. 103.9 FM, Jocks, Huntsville. This is the Off the Bench College Football Show. I'm your host, Kelsey Elfine, co-host Richie, sitting to the left of me, Pops across the screen over there. It was an eventful day yesterday in the offseason for college football. Pops, you having some issues over there?
No, we just moved the camera.
Oh, camera is completely off now.
When Richie waved, he locked the camera on him. Unlock the camera, Richie. There we go.
Oh, man.
There it is.
Let me bring it back.
Anyway, so
I was just trying to be front and center for once.
we had an eventful day yesterday in college football. Even though it's the off season, a lot of events transpired that's going to take effect for the future of college football. Of course, the roundtable that went into start yesterday of what is going to happen with the future in college football, as we could see a lot of change go into effect, whether it's forceful change or somebody eventually steps up and takes the reins and says, this is what needs to happen for the future of the sport for it to be successful.
Right. So I did something yesterday, and apparently I've done something to the camera. So
yeah, he locked it.
Hi, everybody. Okay, there we go. It's trying to unlock. So I did something yesterday, so nobody else has to. I listened to the entire hour and 45-minute roundtable. Trump brought a lot of big names and stuff from around all forms of college. There were, I believe, multiple commissioners. I know the SEC, Big Ten, and ACC were there. There were some from HBCUs were there. Lots of different congressmen and women that have been in athletic sports for 100 years. We're all there talking, and for the big part was the SCORE Act that they're trying to get passed. It looks like it's going to make it through the House. They don't know for certain if the Senate has the votes to pass it. It's got a lot of really good things in it. It's a really good step in the right direction. It gets rid of the antitrust so they can stop being sued every time they try to put in a rule, which goes back to what we discussed the last couple of weeks about the NCAA getting their bite back. This is Congress. This is the president. This is the people who have power to give the NCAA their bite back, giving them their bite back. The big thing was, and Trump harked on it several times during the hour and 45. Some of the other, there was I don't know her name. I apologize. A female Democratic House member from Maryland who brought it up as well, who's a bipartisan bill, which is great. Can we finally get some people together and have something bipartisan to fix this problem? But they brought up multiple times how the current system is hurting women's sports. As a dad of a 9.5-year-old who I hope one day will go to college and possibly play, athletics, if not cheer for the University of Alabama or whatever university she chooses for, I'm big on that. That's a big deal to me. That's a big deal to people listening. So it was good to get. I mean, Nick Saban was there, Urban Meyer was there, Greg Sankey was there, Clay Travis was there. They had big names from every side of the coin of college sports, not just football, discussing how can we fix college sports, let the players make the money that they should be making, but not bankrupt some of these universities and programs.
So where this directly ties into of what's happening right now currently in the sport with Trinidad Chambliss. Trinidad Chambliss was ruled eligible to play for the 2026 season. He won on a preliminary injunction. Then the court ruled the NCAA acted in bad faith regarding his eligibility denial. So now he was allowed to play in the 2026 season. Now, the NCAA is responding, saying they're going to appeal the decision and argues ruling like this create rule instability.
And that was one thing that was actually brought up. There was two things that I heard that I didn't know about. One, did you know D2 has got a new rule that goes into effect this season that all D2 athletes have 5 years to play 4 seasons? Boom, done.
Okay.
Well, that echoes like what Calipari and Saban and others have said. Coach and Johns have said that should be the rule.
Yeah, and they have put in some openings that you can appeal. Like, because part of it is how many times can you transfer? But then, like, let's say your dad or your mom gets really sick and you want to transfer again back closer to home, you can appeal that this is the reason why I'm not just transferring so I can get more money from this university. My dad's really sick. I'm transferring back to, UAH. I'm going to make less money, but I'm transferring to be closer to home. That's part of the SCORE Act. So it sounds like it's got a lot of really good things. Urban Meyer absolutely torched the collective and talked about how terrible that is for college football, that is against all of the rules that were put into place, that the colleges are not supposed to have anything to do with the money, and that they're bringing in this collective so that they can pay who they want to. And he straight called it in front of the president, in front of everybody. Mike Johnson, the head of the House, was there and talked about how that is just straight up pay for play, and that was never supposed to be okay.
Did LSU or Utah have anybody on the round table? I'm curious because of the collectives.
Yes, LSU. Well, Mike Johnson is a alumni of LSU,
yeah.
And there was somebody else that said something about being a Tiger, and I apologize.
Yeah,
it was an hour and 45 minutes. There was a ton of people talking.
Mm-hmm.
The funniest thing was at one point near the end.
Walker, have we missed a heartbreak here? We're right back, guys. 7:30 a.m. 103.9 FM, Jocks Huntsville. This is the Off the Bench College Football Show. I'm your host, Kelsey. I'll find here co-host Richie sitting to the left of me. Pops across the camera. We've been discussing the roundtable yesterday and the events that transpired and trying to save the future of the sport in college football in terms of the money side, in terms of what's happening in the offseason, the movement with the transfers, specifically rule changes as in terms of NCAA eligibility rules with Trinidad Chambliss we're discussing right now, and of course the bigger picture to the whole matter.
Right, and ultimately, as much as we care about college football, without college football, and if they start losing money, we lose all of college sports, which makes March kind of suck, for lack of a better term. But one thing I was going to bring up was that I thought was funny is Trump called out Nick for leaving college football when he did, and Nick's probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 people down from center, and Trump says, "Yeah, you won what, 6 national championships?" and turns his head, looks at him, and you just hear Nick kind of go, 7. And Trump goes to speak again. And he goes, "Did you say 7?" He goes, and then you hear like Mike Johnson or somebody go, "Yeah, he has 7." And he's like, "Yeah, he's just winning." So it was just this fun little funny moment through all this, going on and everything. But ultimately, it sounds like we've let the cat out of the bag because of the House ruling and some of the judges who passed laws and or allowed things to happen. As judges don't pass laws, they allowed things to happen that maybe shouldn't have happened, and it really hurt college sports and everything. And because we got to that point, we've now got to get somebody to clean up the mess and make some real decisions.
And this whole thing started years ago when they first passed it, where they're allowing NIL money. I was wanting to say, okay, how do we track this money?
Oh yeah,
where do we track this money? Okay, we've known for years about the pay for play. But we knew it was illegal, and if you got caught, you knew the route you were going to have to take if you got caught. Well, NIL opened up that door of, well, we don't know how to track this money. This money can come from left, right, north, south, west. Nobody's going to know, okay? Which eventually opened up the door to the Reggie Bush situation, where the NCAA essentially lost their bite. They were shown pretty much, if we take it away, there's always a way back, even if it's the long route. And that's essentially where we're at right now in college football, is we're in the midst of that long route of how far down a rabbit hole this is going to continue to go.
And I think what happened, and I'm going to speak on myself, and I think I speak for a lot of normal college football fans. I think the idea behind the NIL was very simple. Kelsey's going to go off and he's going to go be on the rowing team for the University of Alabama. But he's got this YouTube thing that he's been doing, and he's got some followers and stuff, and he's been doing YouTube through all of high school and everything. Let's say you play Call of Duty, and the idea is that you could still make money off of your YouTube channel.
You're using a specific example right now of this actually did happen with a football player at Oregon State. His last name was UCF. That was one as well. Yeah. There was also one in Oregon State. Dockery was his name. And he had a big YouTube presence. And eventually the NCAA said, you have to stop doing it or you can't play college football.
Or you take Livia Dunn at LSU, who blew up on Instagram and everything and was making money just because she had a bagillion followers on Instagram. And the idea to me was, if Kelsey wants to go set up a table in the middle of the quad and put up a sign that says, for $5, I'll sign your rowing paddle because I'm on the rowing team, you should be able to do that. And it turned into trying to help college athletes. And what we may end up having is we have semi-professional college football and no other sports because there's no other money to go around. And allegedly some of these universities lost money on football.
Personally, I think we need to describe or really define semi-pro. Are they really semi-pros?
Well,
and I'm going to an argument here. I'm not.
They're
saying
not
that's
student athletes.
no, I'm not
I
saying
should
they're
have
student
I should have
athletes. I'm going the
said
opposite direction.
Yeah.
What's the definition of a semi-pro?
I was going to go more. I should have said NFL light is what I should have said
Well,
when I said
because
semi-pro. But
a semi-pro is someone who plays the game,
Mhm.
okay, but doesn't have enough money to specifically live.
Right, there's a
game.
dollar amount
Okay.
that they have to make less than.
Are
I
these
think that-
college athletes actually semi-pros, or are they completely?
No,
professionals?
it
They
all
can live
depends
off
on-
this money.
It all depends on the level of college athlete. When you're talking
Let's say
Ryan Williams,
20% of the country,
Yeah.
and that may be a lot. That may be even more than the actual amount. Let's say 20% of the country are actually professional athletes. The other 80%, we could probably say 30% of those next are semi-pros, and the rest are college athletes.
Oh, you're talking about, okay, yeah, because you've got obviously the backup, long snapper for the University of Alabama might be getting 10 grand.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, he is a semi-pro. He's just getting a little extra spending cash. He can take his girlfriend to Arby's on campus and to a movie.
Back in the day, that would be considered arena football numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
And now that's
and those arena football players had other jobs so they
Yes,
could maintain their adulthood and livelihood, etc. I've been sitting there listening to all of this, and I think I've made my opinion known. Okay, is that I hate to see politics and congressional pieces and everything else get involved in the sport that I love so much. But I think there's some reality here when you ask the question around, does NCAA have its bite back? Okay, that answer is no. Okay, from my perspective, if they did, they wouldn't be asking for help. You wouldn't have a college sports commission.
very true. Very true.
You wouldn't have the House settlement. Okay. Would I encourage a group like the Sabins, the Urban Meyers, the Sankeys, the alumni sitting around a table, the powers that be? Okay, sure. Okay. But what would upset me with all of this is if somebody says, I don't like what they came up with, I'm just going to executive order it. Okay. That's when you truly have one person making a decision on something. But when you have the Urban Meyers, the Nick Sabins, all of those guys that got together, and I did not watch it. Okay.
Can I bring up a small point there? They were talking about that. And at the end, Trump basically said, I'll just do an executive order, because what they said during it is that because it has to be passed through the House and then through the Senate. And Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, who's an alumni of LSU and everything, so he cares about this. He cares about college sports. He said that he has bipartisan support with double-digit Democrats with every Republican. They can get it passed through the House. Ted Cruz, who is in the Senate, spoke up and said, we have 0 Democrats in the Senate who have agreed to vote on this. And they've got to have at least 7 to pass the 60 vote count. Not that we're talking politics or anything.
Well,
but,
we are. This is too late for that, Richie.
So,
we're talking politics at this point.
So when Ted Cruz made that point, like, you could literally see the look on Trump's face of this is one of those things where everyone agrees. I have all of the biggest names in college, not just football, but of all of college sports here, all agreeing that this is what college needs. And we can't get 7 Democrats to jump on board. He goes, cool, I'll just do an executive order. And he even said, I'll bring Nick Saban into the room and we'll discuss what needs to be done.
I'll leave it like this. Okay. And this is the last thing I'm going to say about this. Okay. Of all the things that are going on in this world today, and we're talking about congressional approval on things, I just think you got to keep it out of college football. You got to keep it out of sports. I realize that it's crazy. We have spent weeks talking about NIL, transfers, eligibility, NCAA, court rulings, all of these things. Okay. But I never thought I'd be sitting there on a college football show talking about this on a Saturday morning when I want to talk about what's going on in the spring at Alabama football.
All right, so let's get it on with the future here, guys. And, of course, for the rest of the show, what we're going to be discussing. But firstly, before we take a quick radio break here, let's go back to the sponsorship jerseys and let's discuss what are some more teams that could possibly where would they go with this? So think the last one we left off was with Oklahoma. So Ole Miss, where would Ole Miss fall into this?
Oh, it'd have to be some sort of lawn and garden.
I'm sitting there thinking, I'm closing my eyes. I'm thinking about the businesses in Mississippi.
Lawn and garden could be a
Lowe's. I don't know.
no. It'd be Lowe's. No Lowe's.
Home Depot?
No, not Home Depot.
Ace. Ace is the
no,
place.
No. You're almost on the right track. Think more of apparel with lawn and garden.
Apparel.
Oh,
apparel.
Apparel.
Carhartt. No. Okay. What you got?
Realtree.
Ah, okay.
Think of those Realtree jerseys.
Why don't you say hunting? I mean,
I said apparel.
Don't you think
Lawn and garden
camouflage
were
and
on the,
hunting?
right.
They do a special Ole Miss Realtree, like drip the whole thing. Go ahead.
I absolutely. Their Realtree jerseys were fun, but I think they would get overused if they actually.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Completely. Okay. Next one here, Penn State.
Steel industry. I'm thinking Pittsburgh Steel. Not Steelers, but but my point is it's the steel industry.
You used to go there when you lived close to their pops.
McCormick?
No.
Who?
Myers.
Hershey's.
Oh,
Hershey.
yeah.
Yeah. You can't drive around up there in Penn State.
That's
and
a great answer.
Yeah.
the Turnpike without seeing Hershey Park, all that stuff.
All right. We're talking about big brands. Obviously, we're not going to care much with Purdue. They haven't been big in college football the last couple of years. But Purdue, and y'all probably won't, because this really has no.
It'd be some
connection.
sort of.
It'd be Uber. Is this one?
Really, I would have thought some sort of
They
training.
promoted Uber a couple of years ago. One of 9 schools in the country to promote Uber for their students to use Uber.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, Purdue it is.
Okay. Well, one last one before we take a quick break here. Stanford.
All I can think of is the redwood trees.
We're out in California and we're talking pistachios. I don't know.
We're gonna go with Google.
Oh, that makes sense.
Google. 7:30 a.m. 103.9 FM. Jocks, Huntsville guys. On the other side, we're going to discuss a little bit what's going on with Alabama within spring. What's happening? Ryan Williams was in the news yesterday. I wonder why. Oh, my bad. It's Ryan Coleman Williams now. Was in the news yesterday. We're going to be discussing what's going on in spring practice over there for the Crimson Tide down there in Tuscaloosa. This is the Off the Bench College Football Show. 7:30 a.m., 1039 FM, Jocks, Huntsville. This is the Off the Bench College Football Show. I'm your host, Kelsey. I'm Pop, sitting across the camera from me. We were discussing before we hit off on the break about what the University of Alabama is doing with, of course, spring practice this year, the A-Day game. What's going on with Ryan Coleman Williams, now number 1 for the Crimson Tide, as we go into of course, getting ready to start spring practice and what is going to be the difference this year and, of course, the years past for Alabama. So we do know we have the 8A game back, which is a huge win for the offseason of college football. The spring transfer portal no longer in existence. It is gone. It is out of here. So, in turn, tampering in a lot of ways in college football was kind of flushed down the tubes. Which gave, of course, a lot of these schools back the opportunity to showcase a little bit of talent without the possibility of them getting poached to another team. So with that being said, a lot of injuries on Alabama was the reason why spring practice the 8A game did not get played last year. Now, instead, this year, they're going to be focusing maybe a shift to more of a fan of it and put on a full competitive experience for Alabama, something entertaining for the fans to watch. But we do not know is if it will be televised yet. We do know it'll be April 12th, though, at noon for the Tide. We're still waiting to see more details as they roll out as we just await for April 12th to come around.
It's April 11th at 1 p.m. at Bryant-Denny Stadium.
I heard April 12th.
I'm looking at my notes here.
I just Googled it as well.
Okay, well, so April 12th would be a Sunday.
Okay, April 11th.
So I'm just throwing this out there, man. No, but either way, it's at Bryant-Denny Stadium. And I think what that's going to really give, I mean, this is what I'm looking for as a fan if I'm traveling down to Tuscaloosa. I am going to look at hoping you see Austin Mack on one side, right, and Keelan Russell on the other, and they're going against one another. Because that's what Alabama football fans are excited about
one-on-one
right
drills.
No, I mean, one, when I say they're going against one another, they'll rotate, number ones, right? Yes. So they'll drive, rotate the possessions and see what happens with that, because as a fan, okay, I get Austin Mack's been around the system a while. He's been around DeBoer a lot longer, but as a fan, we really want to see Keelan Russell on the field.
We understand that, and it seems like as of right now that Austin Mack will be the backup, and Keelan Russell will take the reins.
Are you calling it now?
Well, that just seems like how the momentum has shifted. I mean, the overall, scaredness, if what you call it, of the possibility of Keelan Russell transferring because he has to play backup this year, it scared a lot of people. It scared fans. I wouldn't be surprised if it scared some of the coaching staff, right? Kalen DeBoer stays strong, and he gives off a good presence when he's in the media discussing this. But in reality, there's something in the back of his head possibly that's saying Keelan may transfer to another school. Remember, Alabama didn't always have Keelan. Originally, he was committed to SMU.
Hey, I get that. I'm ready to. I think a lot of this with Keelan Russell is that it's something new, right? And this is the third year in the DeBoer era, right? Austin Mack's kind of always been there, okay? And at Bama, we want something new, okay? I want to see some youth. I want to see these transfers playing. I want to see these the freshman receiver. What's his name?
Sedarian Morgan.
Yeah, I want to see him out on the field. I want to see Coleman Williams out on the field sporting a number 1 jersey, right? If you think about what that receiving core looks like, the revamped offensive line, a brand new defensive front 7, it's going to be new times at Bama, and I think that's why a lot of people want to see Keelan Russell on the field. Something new, something different, bring some excitement back into Alabama football and make teams nervous when they come to Bryant-Denny.
So discussing Ryan Williams. So why was he in the news yesterday? What happened? Right. Okay. So he switches to the number 1 jersey. No really explanation for that. Maybe it's tied to marketing, brand, something like that. All right. Okay.
Well, I mean, did he always want the number 1? I mean, Horton Mort last year.
Year before that, I don't know who.
I'm going to go blank on the numbers, right?
So, but the reason he did he changed his name legally. So his mother's name, his mother's name is Coleman. Okay, his father's name was Williams. So essentially, he took his mother's name on the back of his jersey as well, I guess, to represent both his family.
Yeah, I mean, so when you're in Alabama and Bama releases its roster and the numbers, it creates excitement, and that's what all the excitement is right now. All the headlines right now.
7:30 a.m. 103.9 FM, Jocks Huntsville. This is the Off the Bench College Football Show, guys. If you're on YouTube, you can still listen to us. 7:30 a.m. 103.9 FM, Jocks Huntsville, and of course on iHeartRadio. We'll see you guys next week in 2 weeks on YouTube.